Hey everybody, before the video starts, I just wanted to let you know that after doing the video, I decided to make this a two-part of using up scraps to make tags, stationery, bookmarks, whatever. So I don't mention it throughout the video, but I did decide to do that, so there will be a part two. So on with the video. Hey everybody, it's Carla. Welcome to the Happy Bookmaker. Hey, today I think we're gonna do something kind of, I'm gonna call it winging it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take my little box of scraps, well, not so little, not terribly little, and we're just gonna make random stuff out of it. Like what I have in mind is like maybe a mini notebook, some stationery, some tags, maybe a bookmark, whatever the pieces that I have lend themselves to. We're gonna make, obviously not all of this, we're gonna do a few things, but it's time for me to start kind of going through here and just using up some stuff. I love my scraps. They're so fun to dig into and see what I can do with them. But I think we're just gonna have a session of doing that. And I don't think I've ever done a video where I haven't planned out ahead of time what I'm gonna do. So I apologize in advance if it's kind of a disaster, but I think it'll be fun. And I mean, that's the way we create, right? We just sit down and see what happens. So we're gonna get started. Before I do that, I wanna say, before I forget, thank you so much for watching my videos and subscribing. And I love it when you give it a like, obviously, and make comments. It really does help those algorithm things. And it just makes me feel like, yeah, people are actually watching and enjoying, and it makes it even more fun for me. And I do have to give YouTube credit. They do recommend a lot of my videos, so you know, I don't know what's going on with the other stuff, but they do recommend them. So I've got a little YouTube fairy out there, I think, trying to help me out. But I just wanted to say that I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching, and I wanted to make sure I told you before the video ended. So let's get started with creating. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is, one of the things that I wanted to do were a couple of pieces of stationery. One of them, I'm using this as a template. This is a Graphics Fairy image. So I have used these before. I used this in France and Flowers, I think 2, Red Toile. But today I want to use it as a template so that I can just use whatever paper that I have. So these are beautiful. I absolutely love them. So I need to have a piece of paper that is big enough, obviously, for this template. And then I would like to also do one where you just fold the paper over and make kind of a straight envelope kind of thing. So let's see what we have. We need a piece that is big enough. I mean, we could even do just plain old book page. I'm going to put that aside as a possibility, because we're gonna, you know, zhuzh it up, and it's not just gonna be that. So I thought I had, set this down for a second. I thought I had a piece, yeah, like this piece is a pretty big scrap. Oh, I could definitely do something like that out of it. Pretty Harlequin pattern, wouldn't that be nice? Let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Let's, while we're in here, pull out something for just a straight-on envelope. And again, that could be something as simple as that. Oh, okay. How about this guy? So now with this one, of course, the image would be sideways. So I don't know if that would be so bad. I'm gonna pull it out because it's a very good possibility. It could be like a longer, skinnier one. It would be something like this, right? It's pretty. I love the poppies. They're so pretty. And let's pull out, see if we've got another opportunity here for an envelope. So, oh, that shouldn't be in here. That's not a scrap. That'll break the rules. I'm not going to use it. Now, I am going to have to use some things like, I mean, obviously like tape and string and stuff like that are not going to be scraps. Hey, what about this little guy? That's a pretty good one. Okay, so let's get started with these, and then I'm gonna go in here and also, to decorate the envelopes, pull out little scraps of paper and whatever, and maybe some stickers, which are not really scraps. However, I'm so low on little flower stickers. They're almost scraps at this point. So let's do this guy. So let's turn it over. Now, if I remember, when I did this before, I needed to make these a little bit longer, because in reality, when you fold this up, and I'm not you know, criticizing the design, it's lovely, but they didn't quite reach. So I want them to reach, right? So like I said, this was from Graphics Fairy if you wanted to download the same thing. And I think I just was looking under French stuff. I don't recall really. So that one seems to be okay. We just want to make sure that these little parts meet up. But yeah, you see how I had to kind of add a little bit of a tab on there, otherwise they barely would meet up. Okay, so I think we're okay. Now I talked myself into it. Okay, so let's take this, a little Sharpie, and we're gonna just go around this. So I guess it doesn't really matter which way we do it, to you know, conserve as much of this scrap as we can. I'm gonna do it on this little corner, and I'm just gonna go around. I probably should have, that was silly of me, I should have done the other side of the paper, but it's too late now. I started. I'll just make sure when I cut that I cut on the very inside of the line. See, I'm winging it, and we could have some little hiccups, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Hope you're all doing well. It is a beautiful, almost fall day here in Colorado. It's still, you know, it's still warmish out, like 70s and 80s. I mean, you know, I love the 50s and 60s. Not the years, but the, well, maybe the years too, but the temperature. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut it out. And it doesn't look like anything, right? That looks like nothing right now, but it will be something. So now I'm gonna try to cut on the inside as much as I can of that little line. So an interesting thing happened after you know, I've cut back from 2 videos a week for now, just for now, to 1 a week, being on Friday. And it's so funny the way the universe works, but I got a call, or well, it was a text from my old job, asking me if I would be interested in some contract work to fill in till they get a new hire going. And I thought, wow, the timing of that is just kind of amazing, right? And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, that seems like maybe it was kind of meant to be, you know, the way to make a little money. And I haven't done that kind of work since well, it's been like 6 months, so hopefully I haven't forgotten everything. But it's kind of a good way to kind of just remind, you know, like get those skills up and going again, if that makes sense. So I said, sure, I'll do that. That'll be fun. And then maybe after that stint, if things pick up here on YouTube, I'll start, you know, I'll start doing the 2 videos a week again. Anyway, okay, so apparently I can't talk and think at the same time. So, you see it's starting to become something. Now this one should go on the inside. And kind of like so. Look at there. Look at there. We've got an envelope. Okay, so I'm going to do some inking on this while it's in this state, because it's much easier than, you know, after you get it glued down and you're like, oh, shoot, I should have done that. I should have done that beforehand. So that is what this template began as. I love it. I think it's super cool. Okay. It has its natural own sort of divot to dig in and get your little piece of stationery out. So, ooh, that's quite strong. Okay, because I just wet it. That's okay. I figure it is what it's supposed to be, right? Like the universe doing things for you at certain times. That's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so let's get these glued down. So it's gonna be, I should do a little bone folder here. Hold on, hold the horses, because before I do that, I think instead of putting down paper on the inside, which I will often do, it tends to get a little bit thick when I do that. So I think what I'm gonna do is some stamping on the inside, which is not going to make this thicker. So let me grab a stamp. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is this like French letter stamp. And I'm putting this down so that I don't get the ink all over my little cutting mat here. So let's do this like so. And I'm just gonna kind of slap it down and we'll see what it gets, right? Just adds a little interest on the inside. I know that a lot of that's gonna be covered up, but, oh, but how cute is that? Oh my gosh. I love it, I love it. You know what we could do is we could take like the bottom of it and kind of go, let's see, I wonder if there's enough on here just to do that. Let's see, let's just see. Yeah, I like that. It's a little bit lighter, but that's okay. So now we've got design on the inside of this. This is one of my very favorite stamps. Of course, it's French, so you know me and the French stuff. So, okay, so what we're gonna do is a little, I've got the Fabri-Tac here. You could use any kind of glue that you like. It just happens to be, oh, I almost did the top. We don't wanna do that. So I'm just kind of like pressing this down. I think I got quite a bit of glue on here. Okay, so I kind of wiped that off a little bit, and I did forget to do this, but we're gonna do it right now. Okay, just to make that nice and creased. And then along here, and not to worry about that because we can put something pretty over that, right? So I'm just gonna kind of go along the very edges here. And it doesn't meet up exactly, but it should be enough to put this down. Yeah, I think that's gonna be fine. I think I will also stick a little piece of paper in here so that that does not stick to the, you know, to the back. Let's see. So that if, you know, if the glue kind of went through there, it's not gonna go all the way through. Now that's cute. That is cute. I already love it. It's only half done. Okay, so let's do a cute little piece of paper over this. What could we do here? We've got just some book page. I'd love to get something with color. We've got, this is kind of fun. She's kind of big. Okay, she's kind of big. Here's a little animal print. That's kind of fun. Okay, so I found this. I had to do some digging, so I had to kind of pause you for a minute. But I love, again, I love the pink and the black together. Hey, that would be fun, huh? So let's just kind of do some tearing and see what we come up with. That's a little big. It kind of covers up the whole thing. What I'm trying to do is cover up a little bit of that messiness right here and just add a little interest with another color. That's kind of fun. Let's see, well, it's kind of got to go that way, doesn't it? Okay. So just add something. I know it doesn't look like much yet. Let's see what else we could do. Maybe I went a little too heavy on the, let's try something else here. Okay, so I think what I'd rather do is bring it down more at an angle, something like that. I'm just gonna cut this so that we have a straight edge on the side. And something like that. And obviously I have to cut that off, but see, that's cute. That's really cute. And I could even just rip this up here to bring it down some more. Let's give it a little bit of inking. Inking is always good. Now there is a way, you know, if you tear it a different direction, let's see, if you tear it like this, you get the white in the front. If you go like this, you get the, you know, the front color in the front. Does that make sense? So if you tear towards you, you're gonna get the white. If you tear across from you, or, you know, the opposite direction, you're gonna get that. So, and either way is fine. It's whatever you prefer. So, Okay, I just like the way that kind of looks. Bringing in a little pink, slap that down. Get that down. And we could even kind of bring a little bit of that pink around to the front. We might do that. So maybe now we do something where it's, yeah, maybe we do something like this. And then I will probably use the stamp, if you know what that is, to do a little stamp over this, but we're gonna give it a little pink background to go on. I think it'll show up a lot better. Or it could have been like just white book page. Yeah, I like that, okay. Okay, that's pretty. Let's put it down. Okay, that little guy's down. I am gonna do a little stamp over that. And we need to do something down in here. I feel like just some plain old book page would be really pretty. I think this is from Heidi. Yep, see it says Peter. And I remember the book number, the page numbers, how, you know, what they kind of look like. So let's just kind of, I don't want it to be too contrived either, like, you know, too planned out. I kind of like that actually. That's kind of interesting. I'm gonna lose my words though. Maybe we get something with more words. How about that? Okay. Here is the back side of that one image with her. And so I've got some words back here, but yeah, let's do that. See, I like that. You know, let's have some words on it. And we're gonna just kind of cut this off here. And that might actually be too high. Let's just do this. You know, you just have to kind of go with what your eye tells you looks good. So we just want a little interest. I like that. Okay, a little glue down here. I have used so many parts of that Heidi book. Oh, it's been a really good resource for me. I think it's from the 60s, but really sweet little book. Okay, get that down here. Okay, so now, what else are we gonna do? I mean, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. I think we do need maybe a little sticker or something. I kind of like the back the way it is. And we can do maybe a little, let's do like a little piece of something on here. What else do we have? What's this? This is more pink and it's got a little design on it. That's kind of cute. You can just do like a little ruffly edge on that. So let's do it, let's tear away from us this time and see what we get. This might be hard to tear because this is a very small piece, but let's see what we get. I'll have to cut it to the right size. Okay, so going this way, I'll get the white. Going the opposite way, I will get not white. Let's see what we got here. Now that is kind of cute, if I do say so. Okay, so I just need to like trim it off so that it is, you know, it's not overlapping. Okay, so I just kind of eyeballed that and just have a little bit of a little trim on there. Whoops. And so let's do this. And I think we're just gonna finish it up with a couple of stamps and maybe a little flower. And oh, we'll have to stick a little piece of stationery in there, which is really just a scrap of paper. It can be an old book page. You know how in the books they have all those empty pages. I'm sure there's a name for them. I don't know what it is. Like before the chapters start, or like, you know, in between the chapters. It's just a blank page. They're great for stationery. They're beautiful pages. Let me put a little bit more inking right here. Okay, I like that. That is cute. Okay, so let's do a little stamp. How about a dragonfly? You know, they're my favorite. Let's do a dragonfly right here. I could do black, but because I've done the inking on the outside with the vintage photo, I'm gonna continue that. Oh, that is sweet. That is so cute. Just one little stamp does that. Let's kind of carry that through. Oh, we gotta fix this. We got a little popper-upper here. And my glue is a wreck. Let's see here. Stick that down. Okay, so let's, I'm gonna wet this a little because I really want that dragonfly to show up as much as it can. It's gonna get a little bit lost in the black, but we're gonna go like this. Oh yeah, I like that. You can still see it. Okay, I'm gonna get the stamp, which is this guy. And I love this. I mean, stationery, right? So should have a little stamp. Just rub that around, get that in here. Ta-da! I think that's really cute, really, really cute. I might do just a tiny little flower on the back. I think the front is good, unless I find something, you never know. Okay, so not scraps really, but just my little bin of, oh, I've got some other stuff in here that's not supposed to be in here. Just other fun little stuff. We could do a button. I would consider buttons a scrap, right? Because, you know, you pull them off of things and you save them to use in your crafts. Here's a cute little pink button. Oh my goodness. Oh, I think we gotta have that. Or would that be better on the front? Okay, I found this little cream colored one too. Since we have kind of those two colors going on, I feel like that could be really cute on here. I can still do a flower on the back if I want to. You don't want to get them too lumpy either, because then they don't fit into pockets very well and that sort of thing. Oh, I like the buttons. They are simple and cute and most likely free if you're like me and you just take all the buttons that, you know how you get extra buttons, you know, when you get a blouse or something. That is cute. I think we're gonna leave it at that, unless I happen to find a little flower. Okay, so let's find a little piece of stationery. Maybe, how about pink? So this is a cutoff scrap from when I did the paper dyeing, and I had 8.5 by 14 paper, so I would have like this little 3-inch strip, obviously, that I would cut off each time. But I mean, it's just about perfect. So I'm just gonna trim it down a little bit and maybe do a little stamp and some inking, and we have a cute little piece of stationery for this. I think this is adorbs, honestly. Okay, let's see how it looks. Yeah, I think that's good. This was from the bread food coloring, and it obviously made the pink. So if you haven't seen those paper dyeing videos, they are so fun. And I just got really hooked on dyeing papers, so I highly recommend it. Okay, let's do one little stamp on here. I like this little guy because it doesn't take up a lot of room, but it adds a lot of interest. So there's that. Oh boy, that was really wet. Okay, we might have to let that dry a little. But that's all right. Okay, where's our envelope? So that is gonna go in here, and so I've got a little piece of stationery. You can do as many as you wanted. You don't even have to put anything in it. It could just be to stick something secret in later. And the little flower kind of shows through. And we've got our first thing made of scraps and buttons and stamps. So how about that? Yeah, okay. All right, so why don't we do next, should we do a little envelope out of this? Okay, so we're gonna do the kind where you simply fold it over, and this is gonna be too big. It's gonna be a pretty big one, but that's kind of cool. I kind of like that idea. We can have a big piece of stationery. No, nothing wrong with that, nothing wrong with that. Okay, so I'm just gonna fold it. Now, if you have an image where, let me see here, if you don't know how to do this, and I'm sure many of you already do, but if you don't, say you have an image, let me find something here. Okay, so this is a book page. So if you want it to be so that it's coming around, how do I say it? Going the right direction. So you have to fold it in a certain way so that, like here, you know, it's going upright, and then coming down, it's also going upright. Now the back side is going to be upside down, but on this side, it is going to be going upright. So you have to kind of decide, you know, what's more important to you. This is going to be a big one, and we'll probably do like a paper, an old book page for the stationery because it's nice and big. So let's do some stamping or something on the inside. We're going to fold this over. We're going to do a little inking around the edges, and then I think I'm going to, since it's so big, I'm going to take a stencil to do a design on the background here. But let's start with this. You know what, let's do our hole first, because we want to make a divot. So might as well do the inking after doing the divot. So we want to go something like this. You don't have to. I mean, it just makes it easier to pull out the paper. Okay, not bad, not too bad. Hey. Okay, so I need to fold this down a little bit more because depending on how, you know, big your divot is, you want to cover that little hole up. I never remember to do that part after doing the divot. Will I ever learn? I don't know. I get ahead of myself. What can I say? Okay. So let's now do some inking. Okay, I like that. Just a nice amount of vintage photo. Let me get a stencil, and we're gonna stencil the other side. Okay, I like this guy. It's kind of psychedelic, right? Does it remind you of the 60s? It does me, but then I was alive in the 60s, so. All right, so I need something to put behind this so we don't get that all over my surface here. And all we really need to worry about is, oops, upside down, is like the upper part, because the rest is going to be glued together and covered, right? So we just want to have a little bit of a design. And again, you can just lay down another piece of paper. I've done that many times. I just find that they get a little thick. And, you know, I like the way this looks. Okay, look at that. See? That's pretty, right? I like it. Okay. Now I do have a kind of an extra fold in here, but we will camouflage that. So what are we going to do along with this? So we have to do some other pretty papers or something. I wonder if we could get by with using some of this. Let's see. Let me do some looking. Okay, you guys, I found some other little scraps. Let's see what we can do with these. Boy, I wish that was going the other way, but that's okay. I still like it. I think that's kind of cute. Maybe we can do this up in this corner, sort of. We also have this. You know, we could cut this into, let's see, we could use our decal scissors and make it just kind of a, I don't know, like an oversized stamp, sort of. I kind of like that idea. So I guess I decided to do it since I'm already doing it. Okay, let's do it. We'll do a little inking on it, and we will put something else over that as well. I don't know, maybe a sticker, or maybe just another piece of paper. I kind of like that, just kind of sitting like that. What's this? What could we do with you? You little guy. Maybe something on the back. We can maybe use that on the back. Here's some more Heidi paper. There. What if we do, yeah, something like this, huh? Oh, I kind of like that. It's a picture of a plate. Oh, I actually really like that. That's cute. Okay, let's do that. Always look on the back side, right? You never know. That is so cute. Let's cut off this right about here. A little inking. How are we doing on time? We're at about 40 minutes, but some of that is me digging, and I'm gonna be cutting that out. So you don't have to listen to me rummaging through the box. I love that. That's really cute. How simple is that? Just a little scrap of a book page. It would have been just as cute using this side. Okay, I'm gonna glue that down. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay, I feel like maybe something, I was gonna use this on the front, but maybe that can go on the back, kind of something like that. And we'll have to cut some of it off. Yeah, let's do that as a matter of fact. Let's take this. Let's see here. I'm gonna like round that. Am I doing this right? I don't know, we'll see. Like so. So it kind of fits in that little groove. You know what I mean? So because it's round, I can kind of take it wherever I want. I think I like it just like that. How about that? Okay, we still have more to do. Yes, we do. Okay, so maybe some kind of a, what do we got here? Here's a little scrap of the poppy paper. You say that 3 times fast. Poppy paper. I wonder if I could kind of cut that poppy out, or we just tear it out maybe. Let's tear it. Let's see. Remember how to do this. Let's tear away from us so that we don't get a lot of the white. Okay, so I basically just ripped around the poppy image. A little bit is cut off, but maybe we can camouflage that. I'm just looking for a little pop of color here. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe we just kind of slap that down here. Something like that. Kind of overlapping that. And it's just gonna go right there, just to add a little color. Okay, we still have this. I think that is not right for the front anymore since I've done this though. This is kind of yellowish. I kind of like the yellow of that. It's upside down, but you know, I kind of like this idea, and then I'll probably do the stamp because that's what I do. Just use this little guy right here. This is upside down, but it doesn't matter. Oh, I like that. I really like it. Okay, let's do the stamp and then see what else we have room for. I just stuck my finger in that. Okay, that's all right. Kind of get it down here, like so. We got a little stamp. I think we will do something else over here. I'm not sure. Let's see what we can find. Okay, so I think, oh my gosh, look at this. Everything's stuck together. I think I'm gonna use one of these little flowers. Look at the mess I've got on here, just to kind of tie in that kind of aqua color on top of the poppy. I think that's cute. So we're gonna do that. I thought about using this little white flower here, but I think I like this better. We're just gonna pop that right there. Now how cute is that? I love it. Okay. So maybe we'll use the white on the back. Oh, we could do that. Okay, so I just want to put something up here because partially I want to camouflage that second fold. Not that anybody can see it but me. But so we could do a couple things. We could do a piece of string, like so. We could do a piece of torn paper. This is a piece of coffee dye paper that I've obviously used part of. So we could just do a little rip of, it's almost like a little lace trim, right? Just ripping. I kind of like that. And then we can still do something like this over it. Okay, let's cut this off and a little inking. Stick that down. And I wonder if I have like a pretty, like a colored ribbon trim or something. I do like this. It's a little bulky. It also could go down there. Actually, I kind of like that. I do like that. Okay, let's do that. So I'm just putting down a little bead, just like so. And oh, that's more than a little bead, I guess, but you know, it's amazing what having a little natural element like these craft strings will do. It just really seems to, I don't know, step it up a notch or something. Really, really like that. That's pretty. Okay, so I think the front is pretty good. Oh, I need a little more glue here. So now what I need to decide on the back is, do I want to do just a white flower? Do I want to do something? I still feel like I need something along there. Okay, so look what I found. This is just a piece of, I don't know, it's some kind of lined paper and just a little tiny scrap. But I feel like that could add some interest up here. I like that. I'll do some inking on it. Let's, I'll have to like rip the corners a little bit. I might just rip it all the way around here. Let's see. Let's see how this looks. Just adds a little something. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it straight like that even. It's almost like adding a little ribbon, but it's paper, right? I think that's cute. Now you could add words and all kinds of things, you know. Okay. Like so. Stick it down. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, but we still need a flower of some sort. Okay, let's see what we got. I have these, and of course I've got the little aqua colored. I've got this one, the three-dimensional one on the front. So let's just throw on a couple of these. Sorry, get you off screen here. Maybe we'll do the white one too, but let's kind of overlap a couple of, oh, that's cute, of these colored ones. Maybe just one, and then put that down there. What do you think? I think that's it. I think that's the ticket right there. You know how you just know when you know sometimes? And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you never know and you just keep going because you can't decide. Okay, that is really cute. Now the one thing we haven't done yet is we haven't actually glued this down. So let's glue this down. Let me wipe off my glue here. So I'm putting it obviously just, oops, on the front flap. I'm only going that far. And then we need to pick out some kind of a piece of stationery. Just lay that down like that. Take our little bone folder. That's down. I mean, it's not going anywhere. This is really pretty. This is so very pretty. Okay, so let me find a pretty book page. Okay, so I have these book pages from the Merry Out of Doors, which I made the Merry Little Junk Journal from. So let's see if we can find something that's pretty empty. What if I used, yeah, what if we used the backside as a stationery and then just left the picture on the front? That's okay, huh? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, a little history here. This is a 1935 book page. So I'm gonna have to trim this down, and I think I'm just gonna rip it with my big ruler, which is somewhere in this pile. Here we go. Let's see how big we need it to be. we want it to be kind of even on the side. So I'm just gonna kind of go like this. I could also decal it. We'll see how this goes. That's kind of cool. Maybe even this side out a little, but is this wide enough or too wide? That might work. That might work. I don't think I have a big seam here. Let's get some of this excess off down here. And also, like when you're doing this, if it gets too close and you just can't maneuver it, decal it. Just decal it. Works wonders. Okay, let's see. I might still be too big. Okay, it's too tight. Ugh, gosh darn it. Okay, well, that's all right. Let's, I'm gonna try to rip it again because I love this look. So we're just gonna get as close as we can and, you know, see what we get. That should do it though. Yep, I think that'll do it. Now what I have to decide is, obviously, it's not gonna fit like that, right? So, still a little snug. I might have to trim out just a tad bit more. So if we fold it in half though, look at that, that's gonna be perfect to fit in there. So we're gonna fold it like this, and I don't think I'm even gonna ink it because it has some of the natural sepia tones. But we are gonna put a pretty little stamp up here like we like to do. Use our little tulip stamp. Just so that when you look in here, there is a pretty little image in the very front. So we're gonna do that, just like that. And then this part will be for writing, and then there's a pretty image on the back side. I'm not sure what that is. Do you know what that is? I remember reading it, but now I can't remember what it is, but it is some kind of a plant. So stick this in here. It's still a little snug, but much better. And there you go. Look at that. We have two beautiful pieces of stationery. There's this little guy, and then there's this little guy. Okay, let's maybe do a tag or two. Okay, so I did some digging again. We've got some really good choices for a tag. This is part of the masterboard that I did when I was working on the Merry Little Junk Journal. And of course, we can always make tags and journaling cards out of this. And this is great for a bookmark because it's on a piece of chipboard. So we may do that. Now, is it cheating because I already kind of have this made up? Maybe a little bit, but it's just to kind of show you that, you know, you make up these master boards and you can do all kinds of things out of them. So we might use that. But I happen to love this this piece of paper. It's a scrap, obviously. So I think we could do some kind of a little tag. Let me see what my tag punch will do. So if you don't have a tag punch, obviously you can just, you know, you can just cut them. You can round the corners, round the edges with a corner rounder. They can be straight on. They can be as big as you want, as small as you want. Because I happen to have this little guy, I like to use it a lot. So I think what I'm gonna do is a very small tag out of this scrap. And it's gonna be about 1.5 inches. It's just gonna be a little one. I don't even know if I could call it a journaling tag. It's pretty small. So it may be very simple like this. I like the other side, but I think I wanna beef it up a little bit. So let's see what we got here for other cardstocks. Okay, so I have this other little piece of cardstock that, oh gosh, that's a pretty side too. Maybe I'll do that. I think I like that, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So I'll use that for the other side because I think it's just gonna be a pretty little tag, not necessarily for journaling because it's very small. So I'm gonna cut this to 1.5 inch width, and then obviously I can't go any further in length than this. So we're gonna use this for the length. Okay, so I trimmed these so that they are the same. Now I'm gonna put these through this before gluing them together, because sometimes when it gets too thick, it's just too hard to punch. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll glue them together and hope for the best. I'm gonna hope that it goes. So get that in here. Okay. And then we're just gonna flip it around and do that. Oh, that is so cute. I'm also going to use the corner rounder first because, again, it gets too hard for me to punch with my hands. So I think what we're gonna do is glue it together like this. Then I'll put some kind of a pretty decoration on the front. This is just going to give it a little extra thickness, like so. Kind of matches my nails, huh? So I'm doing a little inking, even though I am going to stick something else on here. And this is just a very simple little tag. We'll do a bigger one that's actually like, you know, more for writing. But let's do a little interest on the front here with something. What can we do? This is really cute, but I'd like to keep this whole. We still have this little guy. Oh, I got all kinds of stuff here. What if I did, I like the color, I like the play of the natural tones on here with this really pretty blue pattern. I think we're gonna do that. And then maybe we'll do some kind of a flower or a button in the middle, and then we'll do a little string, and this is probably good. This could be like a little bookmark on its own, just something to stick in your pages to tell you where you left off. So, you know, a different kind of bookmark. So what I'm gonna do is cut it straight. And I know that it's gonna go in like this. And then I'm gonna come in with the corner rounder. And so I need to cut off this little end too. Boy, this is so little. I don't think I've ever made a tag this little. It's really cute. It's just really tiny. Okay, munch that down, crunch it down. And I think even this side might have to. Will it? Let's see. Yeah, it's, gotta take that down, okay? Just like that. It got a little off, so I'm gonna trim that off. So I had my angle a little wonky there. Not that probably no one would have noticed but me, but you know, or us, because we're doing it, but that's okay. Okay, that's cute. That's cute. Okay, got this down. Oh, he wants to go, like, he wants to stick right away. I don't want you to stick right away, little guy. Go right here. Right here, okay. I didn't get enough glue here, so we'll do that. We do need something fun on the front of this. Let's see what we've got here in the sticker bin. I need to replenish my sticker bin one of these days. Let's see here. We could do, oh gosh, I'm addicted to these. I just love them. I think we have to do one of these. Just because, look how pretty that is. Look how pretty that is. How simple and pretty. Okay, I talked myself into it. Okay, that is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I love blue, it's my favorite color. You probably see that I use it a lot. I feel like maybe we should do like a little word or something on the back. Hold on. Okay, so I've got these little words that I just typed up on my computer and printed them out. And why don't we do something like, oh, what do we got here? Create. And I think I'm gonna put that, well, maybe I will put it in front. Okay, so I decided to put it on the back because it's too big for the front. I could make it smaller, but we need something on the back anyway. So I think I'm gonna do that. I guess I didn't get any ink back here, okay. I feel like it also could use one more thing, one more element back here. Maybe a little piece of book page. I know, it's what I always do. You're like, Carla, you always do that same thing, and you're right, I do. But I don't know. That's just kind of the way I am. I do like trying different things, but if I like something and like the way it works, I do kind of tend to do it over and over and over until I get sick of it. You know, it's like having the same breakfast every day, and you think this is the best breakfast since sliced bread, and then one day you're just like, I'm so sick of that, and then you switch it up. You do something different. Yeah, that's cute. I like that. So basically, there's almost not a front and a back to this because we're gonna add stuff to each side. And then we'll do maybe a little stamp on this to give it a little interest. Okay. That is cute. And then that's gonna go across there. Okay, stick that across there. Maybe a little tiny stamp here. Oh, let's just do this because it's out. I'm gonna stick it right down here so that the create will not cover it up. Okay, get that down here. We're gonna put a little string on here. I think maybe a pretty little blue ribbon would work, don't you? Actually, I decided, because the blue was a little off from this, I decided to just do a little raffia ribbon, a little tie. This is something to just like pull it out with. You know what, we're gonna do a little stamp there because we need something, but we'll put this on first. I just decided, as I looked at it, it's like you need something. Maybe a butterfly. You can't go wrong with a butterfly, right? And then I think, should we do a notebook or should we do another tag? Maybe it depends on what scrap we decide to use. I want to do one more thing before we end this video. Let me find a butterfly. Okay, found the little butterfly. Oh my gosh, that's from digging around in the stamp thing. Okay, let's get something down here because it could get ugly. Okay, which way should he go? I think he should go this way. Stamp. Oh, I love this. I love the simplicity of it. How pretty is this little tag? Really pretty. Okay, all right, so what's next? Let me clean this up a tad and I'll be right back. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do, this is a scrap, obviously. I've cut something out of it. I think what we're gonna do is a little mini notebook out of this, and it's gonna be one where it's going the, what would you call it, the long way. So a long and skinny one, the tall and skinny one. Where's my bone folder? I seem to have lost it. Okay, so do that. I'm gonna trim this off and it's gonna be folded over. 1 second. Okay, so I've trimmed that off and, oh, it got a little funny on the bottom. That's okay. So we're gonna basically fold it over and it's gonna be a staple notebook. So let me get this kind of folded so that we can see about what size we have to work with for our paper. Okay, so what I'm gonna use are, again, my cutoffs. Oh, how fun, this already has, looks like I practiced on that. That's kind of fun, we'll use it. These are the cutoffs from the paper, the dyed paper. So you don't wanna make these little notebooks too big and fat. I'm just gonna probably take one of each color sort of thing. And we'll have a nice little variety in here. Okay, so we've got some fun papers. What do we got here? I might need more. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, well, it's going to be cut off anyway. And then we could have a plain one. 6. So 6 papers. I think we can do a little bit more. I think we can do more. You know what? It isn't going to be folded over because it is going to be cut in half actually. So let's see here. I was thinking of a different kind. Yeah, let's do 5 and then cutting this in half. That will make 10 pages, right? And so I just have to measure this and cut these to fit in here. Okay, so I've trimmed these to be the right size. Oh, how cute are these? So what we're gonna do is they're gonna fit, well, maybe they're gonna fit. Might have to trim them a little bit more. It's so funny because on the trimmer, it always makes them a little bit bigger than I think they're going to. So I might need to trim it again. And then we're gonna put a little strip across here and then maybe some kind of cute decorations on it in the front. Not too many because it's hard to flip and actually use if you do too many. So let me go back in here and trim these a little more. Okay, yeah, I think that looks good. All right, so I'm gonna do some inking around the edges here. This will be nice and sturdy. This would be great for just sticking in your purse. Like I could always use something to write on when I'm out and about. I mean, yes, I know we have our phones, but then I have to put on my glasses and that's a whole nother story. Because I can't see to use that note thing without my glasses. So keep it easier on me. Okay, so that's just simple, very simple little inking. So now we need a little strip to go across the top that is gonna, you know, like hold our, you know, so that we can staple it shut. Here's a little piece of the pink. Why don't we use that? Let me see what else we've got here. I have, oh, that could be cute. Okay, so I'm gonna use a little piece of the pink and that's gonna be what we're going to staple onto. And then we're gonna put a little piece of, I'm gonna call it trim. It's just a piece of that book page, that pretty book page that we ripped off. Remember when we just did that, just like a couple minutes ago? So we're gonna use that. And I'm gonna fold this over. I kind of guesstimate here about how much I need. So we want it to be like a little band holding that shut, okay? Something like that. And I'm gonna trim this real quick. Okay, so something like this. I am going to ink it. I apologize for the look of my fingers. They are quite inked up here. Okay, I was gonna try to do another tag, but it's just, we're getting a little long here, so I think I might cut it off after this. But basically, I was gonna do a bigger one and, you know, basically you just make it bigger, so. But we'll do more of these kinds of things. This is fun, you know, and then you have like a stash of supplies too, like for when you do your books. You've got stuff, you know. I've had days where I just sit and make stuff like this, and it's just, you know, it's just so relaxing and fun and stress-free. So, staple these shut. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to cover up, obviously we don't want these ugly staples showing, right? So we're going to cover that up with our little scrap of paper. It's like a little trim. So I'm going to put a little bead of glue. This, it's all gunked up. I'm going to wipe this off and I'm going to put a little bead of glue on here. And then I'm going to just put a little strip on each side. And maybe we'll do a couple things on the front and we'll be done. You could put ribbon around here, you know, whatever you want it to do. So that is that. So this is just going to be a little flip up notepad. Can do more decorations if you wanted to. We could do some stickers, or we could do, how about a fun word? How about believe? I like that. Okay. See, now I think that's cute. Simple, but cute. And then maybe a flower. This could call for a daisy. Or a little white flower. Yeah, I think I like that. Cute, huh? You can tuck this into a pocket in one of your junk journals or a writing journal, or stick it in, like I said, stick it in your bag to have a little something to write on. And what have we got for a flower, maybe? Okay, so as I was looking for a little flower, I did not find any. I guess I used all my little white flowers, so which is good. I'm glad I used them. But I did come across this little guy. It's a little bow that I made a while back, and obviously I didn't use it. So I think that could be really cute right around here somewhere. So I'm gonna stick that on there. It's very tiny, so it shouldn't take up, you know, it shouldn't cause a lot of bulk. I'm trying to get this a little bit tighter. Just a little bit tighter. This is one of my little Martha Stewart bows. And I'm gonna trim these off a little bit. Okay, so I trimmed them down a little bit, and with my terrible, terrible scissors. Okay, and then I'm just gonna glue that on, and then we're gonna do a recap. And of course I still have gobs of scraps left. So you could make, like I said, till the cows come home, you could make goodies from your scraps. Now, how cute is that? All right, let's do a quick recap. So we've got our little envelope that we made from the little template with a little piece of stationery, all scraps, a couple of spare buttons, and then we've got the bigger envelope. Again, all scraps, and we use the book page for stationery. And then we've got our little tiny tag, which is probably more decorative than anything, but you could make it bigger and put lined paper on the back for a writing journal tag. And then we've got our little notebook to tuck in a pocket or in a purse or wherever we want to use it. So that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Bye.